Hi everybody, my name is Allison Webster and I'm a Jamberry Nails Independent Senior Consultant, and I'm here today to show you my application process. First, what you're going to do is prep your nails. Go ahead and wash your hands very thoroughly with dish soap and warm water. Make sure that you clean off your cuticles very well because oil is your enemy. If you get any kind of oil on the adhesive for jams, they won't stick well. So once you have them nice and clean, you're going to go ahead and take either an orange stick or one of these pushers and just push back your cuticles gently like this so that you have a nice clean work surface. Once you're done with that, you're going to prep your nail with either rubbing alcohol or with white vinegar. Depending on how oily your nail beds are, you might need to use white vinegar. I just use regular rubbing alcohol because I tend to not be that oily. So just go ahead and soak your cotton ball or your swab and clean off your nail like this, and then let it dry. And then you're going to pick out the correct size for your finger. I'm going to be using Gold Stripe and Leopard for this application. And for this finger, I think I'm going to use Leopard. So you're just going to hold it up to your finger like this. And you're going to want to pick a size that's a little bit smaller than your nail. You don't want it to be too big. If it's too big, the edges aren't going to stick. The wrap is going to buckle and you're going to have wrinkling and you're going to be really unhappy with your application. So go a little bit smaller than your nail. I think I'm going to use this size right here. So you're going to get your tweezers and go ahead and bend it back like this so that the edge of the wrap pops up. Grab it with your tweezers and pull it back halfway like that. Then grab your scissors and you're just going to go ahead and cut the wrap in half like that. Okay, once you have it cut, I recommend getting a Jamberry nails heater. It's really convenient because it stands by yourself. You don't have to hold it at all. If you don't have a heater, you can use a hair dryer. So you're going to turn on your heater or your hair dryer and get it warmed up. If you're using a hair dryer, you're just going to hold the jam in front of the heat for your hair dryer. For non-metallics, you're going to heat it up for about 4 or 5 seconds. For metallics, it's going to be longer. It's going to be about 15 to 20 seconds because metallics tend to be thicker. If you have a Jamberry nails heater, you're just going to take the jam and stick it directly to the front of the heater like this. And what that does, it prevents the jam from curling. It's difficult to stick a curled jam onto your finger. It's a little bit more complicated. So I like doing it this way. That keeps it nice and flat. So we're going to let this one warm up. When you think that it's been on there long enough, you're going to grab it by the flat edge like this. Very gently. And whenever you do, don't touch the jam with your fingers. Oil is your enemy. You don't want to get any oil on the adhesive. So you see how it's really floppy now? That's how you know that it's warm enough. You're going to take it and you're going to put it down cuticle edge first. So you get it as close as you can to your cuticle without actually touching. Once you get it in the right position, you can just let go with the tweezers. If you need to reposition it at this point, you can. Just grab it by this edge, pick it up, and reposition it. I think that I've got it in a fairly good spot, so I'm going to leave it there. You're going to start by pushing the bottom down with your thumb. Just roll it back and forth until the bottom is on there. Okay, then you're going to grab the top and pull gently out and down, just gently. Don't stretch it. Just pull out and down so that there aren't any air bubbles trapped in here. Okay, once you've done that, take your thumb again and press the edges down, like so. Okay, once you have it stuck on there, you're going to flip it over. You're going to grab your scissors and you're going to trim off the excess. Just like so. And you want to get it fairly close. Just like that. Okay? Once you've done that, you're going to do the baggie method. And you're just going to get a regular sandwich baggie like this, and you're going to wrap your finger up inside of it. Get it in there nice and tight so that there's a lot of pressure exerted on the jam. And you're going to put your finger back in front of the Jamberry heater or your blow dryer. And you're going to heat it up again just until it gets too hot for you to hold it there any longer. Be careful not to burn yourself. Once you feel like it's nice and hot, you're going to take it off and get your pusher, and you're going to use lots and lots of pressure to seal it down. Use lots and lots of pressure on the edges, especially on the edges and the front. Okay, and when you've done this, if you feel like you have any bubbles or wrinkles, you can always go back and reheat it like this, get it warm again, and then use your pusher to press out any bubbles or wrinkles, like so. Okay, and if you don't have a rubber cuticle pusher like this, you can use either a wine cork or you can use a pencil eraser. It works exactly the same. Okay, once you have it on there nice and tight, you can turn your heat source off. And if you feel like you have any excess there, like you can see there, I just have a little bit of excess that's kind of rolled over the top. You're going to take your nail file and you're going to file straight down like this. Don't go back and forth like that because it's going to tear the wrap and you're going to be unhappy with how it feels. So you're just going to take it and you're going to file straight downwards. And once you've done that a little bit, you're going to kind of feel the excess roll off. Okay, if you take a look at that, the excess is gone. And there's a nice smooth edge there. Okay, an additional step that you can do, I like to do this sometimes, is these wraps are made out of vinyl, and vinyl becomes very flexible when you heat it, but when it cools, it likes to go back into its original shape. It doesn't like being, twisted and stuff like this, so you might want to try getting a little bag of ice or an ice pack, and when you're done with the application, just cool your finger on an ice pack for maybe 20 seconds, just until you're sure it's completely cooled down and it's set, and you should have a lot less problems with wrinkling and buckling and stuff like that, and your edges won't lift as much. So now that you've got it on there, these will last up to 2 weeks on fingers and up to 6 weeks on toes. I even have a couple of customers who have had them last 3 weeks on their hands. But once they start to grow out and you're ready to change them, you're going to want to do the safe removal process. And that involves just a little jar of olive oil, You're going to put that in the microwave for about 25-30 seconds, just until it gets nice and warm, and then you're going to soak your finger in it for probably about 30 seconds. Okay, I'm not going to do it because I want to keep this one on, but you're going to soak it in there for about 30 seconds until it's nice and saturated, and then you're going to take one of these flossers and you're going to dip that in there as well, and you're going to take it like this and work it under the edge of the jam, and use downward pressure down towards the tip of your finger, and it will literally just pop right off and you won't have any damage to your nail whatsoever. So that's my application process. Thank you for watching.